Have you seen how much takeaways cost these days? I mean, it's gone up really badly, hasn't it?
How expensive are takeaways these days? I've just went to Taco Bell, right, which, by the way, was shit.
People are shocked after finding out that fish and chips has been named the most expensive takeaway in the UK.
What the hell is going on? Fish and chips is meant to be the cheap takeaway.
And fish and chips was always the more reasonably priced takeaway. It was always the sort of British staple that you could afford to treat yourself with, right?
Why is this so expensive? Because bro, I generally have to spare an arm and a toe just to afford a little bit of it.
Because in France, or pretty much a lot of places I've been to in Europe, give you free bread. In the UK, they literally charge like £5 to £8 for a bit of bread, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
And the thing is, KFC is considered to be cheap. Yes, you heard that right, cheap. But nothing on that menu is cheap and worth your value.
The prices of takeaways is astronomical. It is crazy, right?
Well, the prices of stuff is just ridiculous. Like, and people's wages are not matching it. It's just...
No wonder people don't eat out anymore. If you wonder why your business is going down, it's because they're charging too much. Right? What?
So it's an expensive time for everyone. And I was just thinking, can anyone beat that? I don't think so.
I need to remortgage my house.
Welcome back to Brit Rants. You know, things are rough when even treating yourself to a Friday night takeaway now feels like a financial disaster. 30 quid for some soggy chips, a lukewarm curry, and a drink that tastes like disappointment. What used to be a bit of comfort food has turned into daylight robbery, all wrapped up in a paper bag. And it's not just the big delivery apps either. Even your trusty local kebab place is charging as if it's got a Michelin star. They keep telling us prices are up because costs are rising, but somehow the meals keep getting smaller and their profits keep growing. Let's be honest, takeout's not a treat these days. It's just another rip-off covered in foil. If you're sick of getting fleeced every time you just want a burger, stick around and hit subscribe. Because this so-called cost of living joke stopped being funny ages ago.
I love KFC popcorn chicken for reasons, but broski, why is this so expensive? Because bro, I generally have to spare an arm and a toe just to afford a little bit of it. Because why is it £5.99 for a regular and almost £8? £8 pretty much for a large. And it's not even like you get that much, you just get a little bit. And the thing is, KFC is considered to be cheap. Yes, you heard that right, cheap. But nothing on that menu is cheap and worth your value. However, on a good day, you know, it can hit and it can be good. But that's very rare these days. So please, everyone tag KFC right now. We need to get their attention and we need to bring the price down. Because a regular popcorn chicken, in my eyes, should cost you £3. It's a good bit of quality food, but it's not meant to be £5.99. And for a large, I would pay maybe at max £5. And that's on a happy day. So KFC, change the prices, but also keep the food the same. Because this here is just leng. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this? Do you like popcorn chicken or do you not? And hit that follow button, please.
People are shocked after finding out that fish and chips has been named the most expensive takeaway in the UK. Check this out. The cost of fish and chips has risen by more than 50% in the last 5 years here in the UK, new studies have shown. The average cost of a portion of chips in the UK is now £10, outpacing kebabs and pizza. You're probably wondering, why are fish and chips so expensive here in the UK? Essentially, it comes down to a number of reasons. Number one is the potato harvest. A lot of the time here in the UK, the harvesting for the potatoes isn't that great due to the weather. Another one is also the tariffs on seafood. It is getting more and more expensive for fish and chip shops to buy seafood abroad. And the other reasons are generally cost of living crisis, increased energy costs, and increased staff wages. Studies have also shown that more and more people in the UK, due to the cost of living crisis, aren't eating out and can't afford takeaways. And a lot of people are just recreating these takeaway dishes at home. But I want to see what you guys think. Is your local fish and chip shop takeaway a lot more expensive than it used to be 5 years ago? Because a lot of people genuinely cannot afford fish and chips here in the UK anymore. But let me know what you guys think about this one.
Just had a rant to my friend there, so I'm having a rant to you as well. How expensive are takeaways these days? I've just went to Taco Bell, right, which by the way was shit. And I got this, I don't know how to explain it. It was like they chucked a bit of spag ball on the wrap and give us £7, right? Which I was like, right, okay, no worries, that's my treat. And then I thought, I'm still hungry. So I went to KFC and she said, oh, you can get like 6 chicken fillets for £8 or 8 chicken fillets for £6. I says, that'll do. What sauce did you get? Oh, nothing. So I've got to eat bland chicken fillets, right? So I says, doesn't matter. So I went to the shawarma house. I'm not being tight, right? I am a tight horse, I am. But I went to this shawarma shop and I said, do you have any like chicken shawarma? He said, got chicken kebab. I said, I don't want kebab, I want shawarma. He says, yeah, that's what we call it, yeah. I says, well, what have you got? Sure, so sure as it's what I wanted, shawarma. I says, fantastic. And I was like, what'd you get for that? And he was like, oh, you can have a wrap for like £8 or something like that. Hello. He said like £8 or something. I said, did you get chips? Or like, and I didn't eat chips, but like salad. He was like, I'll put some lettuce on for you. I said, it doesn't matter. I can go to Aldi, right? This is what I'm saying about not being a title. So I can go to Aldi and get like 2 kilos. 2 kilos, about 8 to 10 chicken breasts, right? For £9. And they're telling me, I know you've got to pay your fucking whatever, like your seasoning and shit and your stuff. But how are you, man? That's insane. And that Taco Bell what I've just had, I honestly wanted to go back and ram it up the person's arse, whoever made it. That was disgusting. It was proper fucking minging. Who made that? It stresses out, to be honest with you. I took a bite and I was like, I looked at it, right? It was probably about that big. But I could have done it in the water. But I didn't, because obviously I didn't want to embarrass myself. But what a fucking nightmare. What a nightmare. Now I can go to this lovely little cooperative and get myself some wraps, some rice. It might be 5 minutes effort, right? But that 5 minutes effort is going to save me 10, 15 quid. What a fucking nightmare. No wonder people don't eat out anymore. If you wonder why your business is going down, it's because they're charging too much. Right? What? £8. And that, oh yeah, I tell you what, that Taco Bell. If I had an email for that woman that served me that meal, I would send an email, because that was a joke. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's me rant, just how pathetic prices are getting the idea. I mean, even like, I'm just going to slag this shop off as well while I'm here, right? Look at this, man. Look at this. £3.50. Come on. £3.50. Feel sick. Anyways, I've had enough of this and gone dizzy, right? I hope you had a good Monday. Mine was fantastic until I went to that Taco Bell and had that piece of shit volcano crap wrap. Never come back there again. Don't go to Taco Bell. Stay toxic. Thank you.
What the hell is going on? Fish and chips is meant to be the cheap takeaway. You've now got to remortgage your house to get a Chinese or an Indian. It's a joke that's just not even funny. It's absolutely shocking. 16 quid for fish and chips. 16 quid for fish and chips, and that was meant to be the cheap one. It cost you about 50 quid to get a Chinese. That's an actual joke. That's an actual joke. 15 quid for fish and chips. Cost about 50 quid to get a Chinese of your standard stuff. We're not talking about any specials here, anything extra, anything extravagant. We're not going for a buffet. We're talking about a normal Chinese. Like, we are literally paying American prices, but we get terrible wages. We don't have the American money, but we're paying the exact same price as they pay in America. This is a joke. This is a serious problem.
This is absolutely criminal. I've come to the local flipping PFC to get myself a chicken burger, fries, and some wings. Bruv, chicken burger meal for £10.50. Are you taking a piss? £10.50 for the chicken burger meal. I used to get 8 wings for £1. 8 wings for £1. Now, I get it, inflation and that, but no, this is a piss take. It's not exactly like the cost of living in the UK is low. What's going on here? This is abysmal. What a mockery. £10.50 for a chicken burger meal. Nah, this is criminal. Absolutely criminal. I'm upset, man. Burger Hatch, you let me down, fam. You let me down. The worst thing is I've been craving this. I've been craving the Burger Hatch for a minute. I've been craving this for so long. And I come in as £10.50 for a flipping burger and chips. You taking a piss?
And you know what? I really wish I could tell you that the burger was worth it, but it was standard at best.
What's going on, Greggs? Where's the sausage? Are they taking the piss? Clearly making these things smaller to make more money. Oh, come on, man, Greggs, you're letting me down.
America have finally found out, something we don't do in the UK that is criminal. So, In America, you go to restaurants, you have your food. You don't finish your food, what can you do? You can take it out in a takeout box. Yeah, in the UK, we can't do that. We don't do that! The servers simply come and take your food and chuck it in the waste bin. Chuck it in the wastebasket. This is true. I wish in the UK we did takeout boxes. In America, you don't finish your food. They say, would you like takeout for that? Yes, please, because I would like to eat it in the morning for breakfast. But in the UK, we don't do it. We don't do takeout boxes in the UK. It is honestly one of the worst things the UK doesn't do. Worse than beans on toast, to be honest. Honestly, America, you've got it right with the takeout boxes. UK, sort it out.
I've had to come on here because if I didn't say anything, then I wouldn't be being me. But since I saw this the other day, I have just went on and on about it. I was telling Tom about it last night, and I was just like, can't actually believe it still. Basically, when I was younger, we used to have fish and chips as a treat. And fish and chips was always the more reasonably priced takeaway. Over a Chinese or an Indian or pizza, fish and chips it was always the sort of British staple that you could afford to treat yourself with, right? Now, I know that everything has went up in price. Everything. Especially down here in London, like, there is a north-south divide when it comes to food and everything. Fish has went up in price, I know that. But would you pay £37 for fish and chips? Would you pay £37 for fish and chips? Look at this, right? Look at this. This is Tom Kerridge's fish and chips at Harrods. Now, I know it's at Harrods, so everything is going to be massively, massively inflated, but 37 quid for fish and chips. Look at this, though. £6 for bread and butter. Now, when James Dimitri put this on his Instagram the other day, I was nearly sick. I couldn't quite believe it. The bread bun was dry as sticks, right? It cost him £43, right? Before any drinks, for 9 chips, fish and bread. 9 chips. The fish apparently was really watery. There was water going everywhere. And the dry bread bun just made me think, what? Anyway, he got 2 beers. Okay, it was just, he was with people, but his bill, 2 beers, fish and chips and a bread bun, come to £70, 70 English pounds. Now, listen, I know we are now a society where we either splurge or we sort of like panic and we don't buy anything. But I just can't get over this. I think the people who have created this, Tom Kerridge, if you're looking at this, be ashamed with yourself, because I like you. But this, to me, is an absolute joke. Unless this fish has little bits of gold on it and tastes like the best fish that you've ever tasted in your life, but it doesn't. It's just basic fish and chips, 9 chips. Do not go and eat this fish and chips. Go to your local chippy, support them, but do not give these people your money. It's mental.
Can I ask a question? Why is every restaurant in the UK so stingy? Because in France, or pretty much a lot of places I've been to in Europe, give you free bread to eat before, you eat dinner or whatever, or while you're eating dinner. In the UK, they literally charge like £5 to £8 for a bit of bread, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So can someone tell me why this happens?
Right, I've just come for my first English breakfast, and I mean, look at this. Look at Mrs. Milbert's scrambled eggs. There must be like half an egg on that, and this was £11, actually £12, I think it was. No, £11. I mean, 1 sausage bun, 1 bacon, tomato, beans, hash browns. I mean, all of this together, imagine this, breakfast, scrambled eggs, and 1 avocado, 30 quid. Can you believe it? Yeah, I think it's absolute madness. And look how tight they are with the eggs. Hearing me. Why is my daughter walking like a crab? What the hell is going on there? Right. breakfast polished off, and I'm still starving, so I think we're going to go somewhere else to get more food. And also Nando's opens at 11:30, so I'm desperate to go for a Nando's as well. I wonder how much that costs. I think last time I went for a Nando's it was like $9.95 for a half chicken and chips. I'm sure it's probably going to be like 40 quid now or something mad, but anyway, I need to get a SIM card. Right, so I just got to go to the dentist now very quickly, because last time I had my tooth fixed, they actually undercharged me. So this is the type of honest, upstanding member of society that I am. I'm actually going back there to pay my bill. Here we are. Most other people would have just said, well, it's your fault, see you later, I'm off to Thailand. But no, not Mr. Velvet. That's all done. What a great success. And we're heading off to the Isle of Man very soon, actually. I think our flight's about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon, so I'm really excited. Stay tuned for the big mansion tour, because I know lots of people have been hating, saying, oh, your parents' apartment is so small, this, that and the other. But yeah, stay tuned.
If you're wondering why the UK high street has become more expensive, why your Wagamama's orders or your buy one burger orders have become more expensive and portion sizes have fallen, it's because private equity has been able and been allowed to take over the UK high street. Private equity will buy these chains using something called leverage buyout, which is essentially buying these high street shops such as Wagamama's and Pret using debt. And by using debt, they are able to fund the purchase of their shop. However, when they did that after Brexit, interest rates were low, and so that debt was cheap. However, recently, because interest rates have risen, that debt is more expensive, and so they have to pay a lot more back. And the only way to fund that debt is to reduce cost and increase prices. And that's why these things have gone up so much. But why have the government allowed this? Well, since Brexit, the government have not had much foreign investment. So they've allowed many American private equity firms to buy up some of the UK's biggest names. And this is all bad for the UK consumer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, follow for more London.
Okay, so today I'm answering one of life's big questions, which is how expensive is KFC in 2025? I took a deep breath and I braved the touchscreen. A Zinger burger, chips and Coke, all yours for £13.50. But I will admit that Zinger burger hits hard. Juicy, crispy, it was nice. The chips, they were nice too. Skin on now, bit posh. And the Coke, well, it's a Coke. We're nearly halfway through and I'm already considering a second mortgage. So I'm finished. Beautiful. But now my wallet has trust issues. The chips are seasoned as well. Gourmet. Finger licking good, more like finger licking messy. So, was the £13.50 I paid worth it? I did get a second portion of chips because you get about 6 chips in the bag. But £13.50 for that? No. I won't pay that. And now, after paying that much for a burger, I think I want a pint. So it's not worth it, but I need to recover from that twice, so I'm going to go to the pub. And just like I do, I tell you the price of everything. That was £3.05. £3.05. It's amazing.
Went out the other day and went to a pub. Beautiful pub by the canal. Beautiful scenery. Looks great. The weather wasn't too bad. And I ordered some chips, French fries, and some ribs. When I got the bill for, forget about the pint lagers that I'll go on to that probably later on. I cannot believe the price of chips. Chips were £8. Alright, they were a bit posh chips, and they were nice, but £8 for some chips. The ribs that I ordered, I'm thinking they were a rack of ribs. And it wasn't a rack of ribs, it was just 2 ribs. And that came to £12. £12 for 2 ribs. Again, though they were nice, but there wasn't a lot of meat on them, but I was just thinking, boy, are we getting seen to here. And this is, you know, just outside London where I went. And I'm thinking, I cannot believe that people will pay this. And of course, you know, I did pay it, but will I go back there again? I'll probably go back there, but I definitely will not pay them prices. £8 for chips and ribs came a fortune. And the lager, yeah, that came about £6.50. Pint lager, £6.50. So it's an expensive time for everyone. And I was just thinking, can anyone beat that? I don't think so.
Right, I've seen loads of people do these, which is like, what the fuck is going on with my hair, by the way? It's curly and wild. I've seen loads of people do these unbox or rate my Chinese. Now, living in Essex, the prices of takeaways is astronomical. It is crazy, right? Now, Jordan's at the pub, so I thought I'd get a Chinese for myself. You wanna know how much it cost? 40 quid. 40 quid. In the northeast, that would have been half the price. Like, it is mental. No wonder in the northeast all we do is get takeaways because it's so cheap. But yeah, right, let's see what I've got. So this is a meal for one. Jordan will probably have some when he comes in, but we have prawn crackers. Let's see. We've got egg fried rice. Don't mind it, but a little bit more soy sauce on there would have been good. What have I got here? What's this? Oh, noodles. Now, I don't mind that at all. Vegetable rice noodles. We've got chicken and sweet corn soup. That looks like a good one. Oh, nice and thick, that one. I like that. And then we've also got a chicken curry with onion. I wish I requested mushroom in there, though. I love mushroom and onion in the Chinese curry sauce. And we also have, leak all over the bag, but we have salt and pepper chips. And what is this? Oh, I got some fortune cookies, but we'll just take a minute. 40 quid. 40 quid. I got curry, chicken curry, rice, noodles, chips, and soup. I need to remortgage my house.
I think one thing that people don't really talk about enough is the fact that we've been brainwashed to believe that food prices in the UK are normal. Like, it's genuinely a struggle to find something within my budget these days to eat for lunch or even dinner. I mean, McDonald's are brainwashing us to think that $17.99 for a meal for 3 or 4 or whatever is normal. KFC's $22.99 for a bargain bucket. Do they even call it a bargain bucket anymore? Because it definitely ain't a fucking bargain. When it used to be $9.99. I'm not even sure how much a double cheeseburger is anymore. That used to be 99p. Like, it ain't normal. It's not normal. The prices of stuff is just ridiculous. Like, and people's wages are not matching it. It's just, I honestly can understand like why there is so much crime, to be honest, because people genuinely can't afford it. If you see a mother in Tesco's or Sainsbury's and she's taking like a bit of chicken or something, just think she probably can't afford that, but she needs to feed herself and her kids. But yeah, anyway, the point of this was I can't figure out what I want for lunch today because I don't know what I can afford.
Have you seen how much takeaways cost these days? I mean, it's gone up really badly, hasn't it? I mean, for example, we have a kebab shop local to us, and for 4 people, having a burger, couple of kebabs, chips, and whatever, we're talking nearly 40 quid. You know, doner meat and chips, £10 chicken, large chicken kebab, £10.50. Pizzas are like 30 quid. You know, and we had a Chinese the other day. We had a couple of meals and a bit of rice and a prawn toast and all that. 47 quid. I mean, what is happening? It's getting to the point now where it's just not worth having. Yeah,
it was £45 from Domino's for 3 of us because my 2-year-old don't eat pizza, so I thought I would show you what we got for £45. Got 2 medium pizzas, and this was in a deal, can't remember how much for. Then got this like meaty one. I got a create your own one with veggies, tandoori chicken and the Domino's herbs. If you've not tried the Domino's herbs, get to know. I have a personal pizza, I think that was £11, which is just ridiculous for that, so small, with cheese and pepperoni for my 6-year-old. And then we got wedgies, that was part of the deal. The cookies were £7.50 for 4 cookies, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it was only £3 each to get 2. So I just got 2 packs of the £3 each ones. So we got 4 of the Domino's cookies, and then we had to pay for an extra sauce for Lola's pizza. So that is how much we got for £45 from Domino's. Probably a bit expensive for some pizzas, but I'm sure it'll be worth it.
So Ripoff Britain strikes again, I'm afraid. A little bit of a backstory. Last night we went to the shop and the missus decided after doing the shopping that she wanted a biscuit McFlurry. I wasn't really interested, but eventually she ended up getting me one anyway, but not a Biscoff one, but just a Smarty one because it didn't have the Mars one. That's not the issue. Now we all know, for those that actually shop in McDonald's, that the size of their McFlurries are, you know, yay size. You know, you can see yay size. Anyway, so I went to the car, she went to get them, come back to the car and then told me how much they actually cost. And I was actually quite disgusted with the price. I don't normally get a McFlurry, so I know a few years back they were about £1, 99p, something like that. But anyway, I'm going to show you. In behind me is the receipt. And as you can see, £2.79 and £2.29. So for 2 small, and I don't know if they're classed as small, medium, whatever, but to me, they're a small size. McDonald's, where do you justify £5 for 2 McFlurries? And this is the state this country is in. Absolutely disgusting prices. I won't be buying them again because they are ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys.
Hey guys, I have just been ripped off in central London. This is Fate Mason. It cost me £62, right? If I've been honest with you, like the Turkish egg, way too tomatoey, no flavour to them. The bread they gave wasn't even fresh. It's like, it's just, that's what Tesco, aisle 5, tortillas, let's go. I'm like, what is this? The falafel was like £12, I believe. And they give you basically 4 pieces. And you know when that falafel's fresh and it's gooey, it's almost got that moistness inside now. This was like, tasted like a mattress, man. It was like crumbly. Not great. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh my, the pistachio latte had no pistachio. It was absolutely terrible. I was eating the pistachio around the edges because it was the only nice thing about it. My Spanish latte, honestly, everything was just, the cheese pie wasn't bad. That was a 5 out of 10. And we're in South Kensington. So I expected to obviously pay a little bit higher, but then I still expect good food as a camera lady can just, you know, in position and capture my anger in its full glory. That would be great. £62. What do you guys think? Who's been here? Also, tell me where I should go next. I don't want to get ripped off in London. Tell me somewhere that's well priced and nice in London. Out!
Went for a walk in central London last night after going out for some dinner, and I think I've seen the most extravagantly priced single item of food I've ever seen on a restaurant's menu. If you can beat this, tell me in the comments. No.
One bag beef burger, £2. Fucking same price as a bag of fucking beef burger for 2 buns. Jumbo sausage, fucking £2.20. The sausage is more than my fucking burger. Shit, £3 for a bag of fucking chips. Jeez, and a large gravy, £1.50.
What do you think?
And then £3 to get it here.
What do you?
I mean, that's fucking good value. I think it's fucking with that.
What do you think the best price item is?
My bag of fucking burger, obviously, £2.
And what's the worst price item?
We've got chips now, £3. The worst price item is a fucking quid for a fucking bread bun, and then the chips is a fucking con and all, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 quid for a fucking bag of chips.
Remember when grabbing a takeaway was a cheap little reward after a rough week? Now, it's turned into an expensive luxury that leaves you feeling guilty the second you hit checkout. And let's be real, you're not paying for better food or lightning fast delivery these days. You're footing the bill for greedy middlemen, shady service fees, and a convenience tax that's just another name for exploitation. Your cravings have become someone else's business model, and it's built on squeezing you for every penny. The worst part? We've all been made to feel like this is normal. We're told it's because costs are rising, but weirdly, your portion isn't any bigger. If anything, you get less food, more plastic packaging, more delays, and the odd missing item. Meanwhile, delivery app CEOs are pocketing millions, and restaurants keep bumping up prices, passing the cost straight on to you. Let's face it, takeaway isn't comfort food anymore. It's just overpriced disappointment, boxed up and handed over with an attitude of take it or leave it. How did we go from grabbing chippy tea on a Friday night to spending £35 for a sad meal and an email receipt? And where's the government in all of this? Nowhere. No rules on prices, no one making sure it's fair, just more empty talk about economic recovery while working class people get mugged just trying to feed themselves. So let's call it what it is. Have you been ripped off by a delivery app lately? Share your story in the comments. What's the most ridiculous order you've made where the price made you do a double take, still tipping after swallowing a £5 delivery fee? Trust us, you're not the only one. We're all in the same boat. If you're sick of being ripped off, talked down to, and expected to accept it, hit subscribe. Here at Brit Rants, we're not afraid to say what everyone else is thinking. We'll keep shouting about it until takeaway is what it should be again. A treat, not a financial warning from your bank. You shouldn't have to make a budget spreadsheet just to order some dinner.